Hello everyone and welcome to episode 197 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I'm joined by Cameron.
Hello.
And Keo.
Hey everybody.
It is our last show for the year, and last show for a little bit. We could take a bit of a hiatus after this, but we will be back with Game of the Year for those who care about that kind of thing. We just need a bit more time to play some fucking video games, which is, yeah.
I need a month for my one completion.
I was going to say, yeah, a month is probably about what you're going to get. All right. Yeah, no, all good. Dan is in the chat. As always, we do the show live on Twitch. Xbox Hall of Gamers is the place to find us. Dan has apologized if we're not having a question for this week. That is totally fine. If you have anything that springs to mind, feel free to ask. It's a little bit quiet this week, as you probably expect. Game Awards was last week. We did a big chat about that. And now it's more controversy about AI. What a big fucking surprise that is. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty quiet. You know, I've been playing a few games. No one's gotten the word challenge yet, so I'm going to give everyone a big clue for that. Yes, let's crack into it. First of all, how you guys been? Cameron, what you know, how you doing? What are you been up to?
What have I done? It's been very hot here. I found a really nice hardwood hutch at the up shop last weekend. Mm-hmm. So I got my mate to deliver that today, and I was setting that up. I had a Christmas party at work the other day, and I was very disappointed that I did not win. Because
what didn't you win?
I couldn't find a Christmas shirt, so I went, all right, I'm going to go over the top. I went to the clearance section of the reject shop, and I got tinsel, and I got fairy lights.
Oh, boy.
And I made the most creative red belts with fairy lights, and then green tinsel suspenders.
And you did win.
I came second.
You did all of that, and you didn't fucking win. What'd you lose to?
I lost to my boss dressing up as a reindeer.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. To be fair, reindeer is
really good costume.
That's fair. You know, it's hard
yeah.
to...
Yeah, there's some, if you go to the cheap shop, there's some raunchy reindeer underwear that you could pick up if you wanted to really go all out.
Did you do the modeling for the sizes or something? How do you know about that, Keo?
Because last year I got it for a Secret Santa from work.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So the anonymous person sent you exactly what you wanted in the right size.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, because I'm people and culture, and I was helping out with the setting up the Kris Kringle and everything, mm-hmm. I put a gift in. My gift was a combination of Whittaker's and what was the other chocolate? It was Whittaker's and some other chocolate, right?
Do you love Whittaker's?
Yeah. So I felt like I did a good Kris Kringle, and I went, I'm just going to go with the heaviest object I put down. Yep. 4-pack of Stubbins.
I mean, okay, yeah, that could be pretty heavy, sure.
So I got a 4-pack of Stubbies, and I don't drink beer, so I was like, to one of my co-workers, Here you go.
Yeah, you go, right. Oh, Legacy's joined us. Hey, Legacy.
Hello, Legacy.
Cameron's just telling us about how he was the first loser in his costume contest.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's just been a good week. I've just been working like crazy before my week off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's I've been seeing a lot of memes recently around people talking about circling back, you know, after the new year, which is the classic one, right?
Yeah.
You know, typically no work ever gets done in December. I've worked harder this December than I have in the last 30 years. This is crazy. The fuck's going on? Do people not understand that it's Christmas? Like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a busy time of year for us anyway, so I guess it does make sense, but still.
I mean, I always usually pick up public holidays, but this is the first actual Christmas I'm working, which will be interesting.
Yeah. How does the tree business go for Christmas anyway?
Well, I mean, we do a lot of gifting. Like, this is the whole thing, is that like a lot of people like will gift trees on behalf of other people. And so it's obviously a big time of year for us. I mean, like in terms of like, we do like, you know, like regular donations, and then you have like gifting donations, and usually it's like most of them are mainly just regular donations, a few gifts, and then suddenly it flips just in December because everyone's like, fucking, I need to buy some gifts for some people. I'm gonna buy someone 10 trees or whatever, and you know, you don't have to wrap it. You can just, you know, it sends them an email or a nice little e-card and that kind of stuff. So It's there's definitely a busy time of year for us, which is it's interesting because it's my first Christmas working there. So,
do you do anything to like protect the trees, like people cutting down for Christmas trees?
Well, Cameron, as if you knew anything about my job, you would know that we try to get a diverse we try to plant a diverse bunch of native trees, none of which are the typical pine tree that you would use for a Christmas tree. In fact, we're actually quite against pine a lot of the time because people use it for carbon farming and that kind of stuff. So, I mean, obviously, I would never say cut down any trees, but if you are going to cut down a tree, a pine tree is probably not the worst one to happen. Thank you, Alison. Legacy says he can't wait to eat so much ham next week. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Christmas lunch. I'm doing a bit of an early one over the weekend, and then we've got another one on proper Christmas, so it'll be great.
I saw this recipe the other day, and it's Christmas fondue.
Okay, what makes it Christmas? Here we go.
It's gravy layered with different types of cheese.
Okay.
And then you tip a bottle of red wine at the very top and then bake it in the oven.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I saw it.
That is not nice.
That sounds like some AI slop shit that you fucking saw on TikTok and you were like, this looks real.
It's like really December. Your December birthday cake looking thing is this fucked up cheese looking thing.
It sounds like the worst thing ever, but I hands down want to try it.
I mean, I love fondue. Like, it's like I had fondue for one of my birthdays because it's such a huge fucking pain. I was deeply disappointed when I was in Florida. They have a place called the Melting Pot, which is like it's a fondue restaurant. Which again, there aren't many of those around anymore. And it closed like the week before I got there. It was like, no, we're shutting down for good after like 40 years or some bullshit. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway,
it's always the case though when you want to revisit something from childhood and that, and then just like, no, we closed.
We're done. I am. I'm starting to sound like an old man. I'm definitely getting to that age where I'm like, a lot of my favorite restaurants are just no longer there anymore. I'm like, wow, this is what it feels like. Like, I can't believe I've gotten to an age where it's like I've outlived some of the favorite places I get to eat.
We've already had they took our favorite item off the menu discussion. On this podcast.
Yes, 100%. Kia, how have you been? Obviously, it's the Christmas period. Obviously, you've been very busy working in the retail sector.
It's been a very retail Christmas for me once again. So my work week is smack bang in the middle of Christmas is coming up, so it'll be like either side, your Christmas Eve and then your Boxing Day after. But it's you wouldn't think that there was a recession or anything.
I was going to say it's good to see the consumerism is still alive and well.
Yes, people are just scrambling to spend as much money as they possibly can, and they're not little transactions either. So so it's a fun time.
I got to speak to someone who bought a ROG Ally, tried to buy a ROG Ally. So I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting. It's an expensive piece of kit. I mean, like Christmas is Christmas, but still, that's. Then again, I got asked about RAM prices today, about how much I paid for the 32 gigs of RAM I have in my computer. Because I really wanted to go for the 64, but at the time it was like an extra like $220 or whatever, and I was already on a shoestring building this thing. And I went back and I got asked about it, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go. And I went back to like the receipt and I clicked on it and the listing is still up. They still sell it. It is now $700. The exact same RAM is now over $700. It's gone up by $500 in just the last year and a half. It's insane.
Yeah. So it is not it is not nice for consumers lately at all when it comes to that kind of custom built stuff. You just buy a computer that's pre-built or a laptop to get you by, right? So
yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about there's been rumors about console prices going up and things like that. Like, they don't seem to be getting any cheaper. And I'm like, do I need to, if I'm going to invest in something, maybe now is the time. Because,
well, I mean, that on the ROG Ally situation, like everyone when the thing came out, they were saying, oh, the ROG Ally, there's this AI thing, they haven't turned it on yet, and they were complaining that was kind of in there. Now you're starting to get the news articles saying that thing's being unlocked early next year, and then it'll be the most powerful system, like handheld system on the market. So it's like they're justifying the prices with these other features that aren't out yet. But hey, it's a week before Christmas. Anything happens, right? So of course they just plant that little seed before Christmas, and everyone buys one, and then could be any of that. So
yeah, been doing okay otherwise.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just freaking hot here. So 8 a.m. this morning, it was 32 degrees. That's Celsius for you American friends.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. So, and it has not been a very good rest of the day. But I was inside working, so, not too bad, but it was still bad in there, so, yeah. All good, though. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not getting much gaming in, but it's just the same old stuff for me, but, yeah.
Oh, fair enough. We do have a question. Dan has come up with one. He's asked, what are Australian, New Zealand Christmas traditions? Alison has put fighting over who invented pavlova. That's always a good one. That's a year-round thing, though. Mm-hmm. It's just that we only really eat pavlova around Christmas, so you get reminded that you need to throw down.
Pav's always good, though. Just nobody bothers with Pav.
No one bothers with Pav unless it's Christmas, right? It's a very summery kind of thing, right? There is a restaurant that I go to that I like quite a lot. They do like mini Pavs for dessert, which are always excellent. I should go back there, actually. It's been a while. The traditions. The classic. I mean, there's I don't know, very much like my aunt has a place with a pool, so we would very much, go over there in the afternoons and just kind of chill out. Well, it's warm, but not super, super scalding hot in the afternoons, which is nice. Because again, it's summer down here, so it's always very summery sort of beach traditions. I've definitely done Christmas on the beach and that kind of stuff in the past. Backyard cricket, is a good one. Legacy is a good shout.
Oh yeah.
I used to have a trampoline in my backyard. You just do kind of hang out there all day and just get horribly sunburned, like I was. I'm starting to peel now, so that's the other side of that. That's great for our audio listeners. I don't know. Anything else spring to mind for you guys? Do you guys have any sort of particular traditions you guys do for Christmas?
Mine are very dependent on me, given my personal circumstances with Percy.
Sure.
Christmas with my family is always on Boxing Day, but it's usually a case of the sales are out then. So we'll go do the sales. The funny thing is, though, because Nikita's family always does a hot lunch or a hot dinner, and my family's always like, nah, we'll just cook everything in advance. We'll have cold meat and salad. It's like, all right, cool. So we go to Nikita's family first.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else, though. In my early 20s, the nightclub that I used to go out to was open till 5 a.m. the morning of Christmas.
Amazing.
So a few of us would usually... This is probably 20 to 25. Would go out, would have drinks, and then sleep the morning away and then open presents in the afternoon. UK Christmas pudding, drown in alcohol and stuff. I'm trying to think what else. I usually always get a ham the week before and make some really nice ham and cheese toasties.
Ooh, that does actually, yeah. I've been slacking on the ham. I should have got a ham earlier, to be honest.
Personal ham. Yeah. Necessity.
Because I always try to bring a ham because I'm always like, the person who brings the ham is a hero because the ham is the best part. But I'm always like, you know what? Should have got 2 hams. I'm always like, we never have enough. It always goes too quickly, and everyone loves it. So you're like, why don't you just buy another ham? But it's also trying to find space for it, and then just try not to eat it before you get to Christmas is the other bit too. So, yeah.
This will probably be a tradition. I hosted Christmas last year, and I made what I call glass potatoes, which is when you boil them, you slightly, not mash, but you do in such a way that they crisp up nicer. Mm-hmm. And then I just cook them in duck fat.
Oof, fuck, that sounds
and
good.
they are absolutely amazing. Yes. But it takes 3 or 4 hours to do it, the whole process.
No, I'm starving. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I can do, I can cook really well. It's just I don't have the patience for it half the time.
Yeah, I get I don't know. What about you, Kia? You got any?
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot, but any Christmassy desserts that you can fit in between the lunch is top tier.
My aunt makes
just go for the
an
desserts.
excellent trifle that always just is one
So
of the first
yes, exactly trifle. Is this old ice cream that we used to make where it was you condense milk and you crush up some violet crumble and stuff and you mix it all together and then you put it between malt biscuits and then you set them in the freezer and then you've just got this really nice ice cream sandwich. Basically.
Yeah, I might try that. That sounds great.
It's so good. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not big on the alcohol these days. It's good to do when you have a lot of people around and stuff like that. But so outside the drinking the night before and the drinking on the day, and if you're not 18 years deep into a retail career where you work every day around Christmas, that you can't enjoy yourself, then it's a little bit different. So you tend to not drink or anything like that. So
yeah, fair enough.
You just get the nice stuff in on the day, and then that's kind of it for me. So
yeah, I mean traditionally, because my family's Swedish, would do Christmas Eve is when you kind of do the presents and stuff. So we used to do like Christmas Eve with my dad's family, that kind of stuff, and then Christmas Day with my mom's side of the family. And then food coma by the afternoon. Exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to eating myself into a food coma. It's been a hell of a year, and I need a fucking break.
I lost 30 kilos this year. I'm going for gold.
That's fair. You know what? You deserve
we
it.
put it all back on at Christmas. No more wedding to worry about.
So I do like Dan's Christmas pudding witch that they set on fire.
Yep. That's great.
Burn the witch at the stake.
Yeah.
So
putting the witch. Yeah, every
cool.
year she's got horrible burns. All right, so we have a little bit of news this week. It is dead quiet out there. But I guess the thing that's been making the rounds is this interview with Sven about AI that has been, I don't know, people have a lot of takes on it. There's been a big backlash to him talking about using generative AI in their studios.
Yep.
For those who don't know, Sven is the CEO for Larian, who do Baldur's Gate, working on the new Divinity game. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around that. Apparently, they had not even told Xbox and PlayStation that they were doing another Divinity game, so it was a surprise to them too. So who knows if when that's happening, but still a few years out. But he's talked about how they were using AI to explore ideas, flesh out PowerPoint presentations, develop concept art, and write placeholder text. But insisted that no AI-generated art actually makes it into the final game, and that everyone in the company is more or less okay with the way they're doing things. Obviously, AI being a hot-button issue, people lost their fucking shit.
Yes, they did.
Considering, I mean, like Larian has been upheld as one of the, one of the best developers of the recent age.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you guys? I don't know. Any initial thoughts before we continue into his sort of his defense?
Go for the defense, because I did some further research into this, and it was quite funny. Yeah.
So he said. So again, got a lot of criticism for this talk from players and developers, and he put up a follow-up statement. Holy fuck, guys, we're not pushing hard or replacing concept artists with AI. He wrote, we have a team of 72 artists, of which 23 are concept artists, and we're hiring more. The art they create is original, and I'm very proud of what they do. I was asked explicitly about concept art and our use of Gen AI. I answered that we use it to explore things. I didn't say we use it to develop concept art. The artists do that. They're indeed world-class artists. He continued to say, we use AI to explore references just like we use Google in art books at the very early ideation phase stages, that we use it as a rough outline for composition, which we then replace with original concept art. There is no comparison. We've hired creators for their talent, not for their ability to do what the machine suggests, but they can experiment with these tools to make their lives easier. And yeah, he also said in a separate statement that they're not releasing any games with AI components. They're not looking to trim down teams or replace them with AI. And obviously, he understands that the subject evokes a lot of emotion. Is something that we're constantly discussing internally through the lens of making every day's working day better, not worse.
Yeah. So calm down.
So I going from this, I'm totally okay with the idea of conceptualizing using AI to communicate ideas and all that, as long as they don't make it into the final product.
Sure.
Accidentally or intentionally.
Yeah, either way.
Be thorough.
But it is a case of, like, if that helps you, like, with clearer communication to the rest of the team of what you're trying to idealize, whether you... There's great lines of that, though. You might accidentally, that AI that you generate maybe off somebody else's work, then how does that affect the work that you've been putting in? I think there needs to be, like, guidelines for this kind of stuff. But the other stuff that I heard was this post coming out led to a lot of digs at Larian about the adjacent stuff, like apparently them not paying writers in the hiring process, which I was a bit surprised at. And then I guess the other thing of, all right, what's the best way to explain this? When you have somebody that wins a Game of the Year award, and that is kind of on their high horse a little bit, other devs will go, all right, well, time to bring you back down to our level.
I mean, to be fair, that had already happened before they even won Game of the Year. We talked about stories about people saying that what Larian doing wasn't replicable, or wasn't applicable to the rest of the industry, or that they, a lot of people are like, well, Larian can do all this stuff, and they're again, not small, but they're an independent studio. They're doing things with RPGs and with games and bringing genres back and stuff that, they were going, why can't other developers do this? And the other developers, other big publishers were like, oh, it's not viable. We can't do this. Like, then this isn't how things should be, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is nothing new for them.
Well, the comments that I saw were more around, like, the Swen in particular acting like his shit don't stink kind of mentality.
There is that, yeah.
And that's more so what I'm getting at, rather than Larian as a whole. But I just thought it was a bit interesting that these adjacent conversations come out with the discussion of AI, because I do think there is a positive use of AI, but the negative usually outweighs the good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get on my moral high horse and say that any use of AI is just abhorrent, really, in terms of any creative process. But
it's one of those things of, like, it's how AI has been constructed now that I don't agree with. Like, I 100% think there could be an ethical AI, but I just don't think any of the companies that are chasing AI have gone down that.
What about the use? Like, I mean, at this point, when you're trying to work out what the AI is good for and what it isn't good for, it takes longer to work out what you need, what you should do and what you shouldn't do with it, or what you're doing right with it and what you aren't doing right with it. Like, I've been fooling around with, like, the Copilot, using the ROG and stuff like that, trying to make lists and all kinds of stuff. And, like, looking at that as an example of productivity, me talking to the thing and getting it to do things and it doing wrong and then me having to correct it doesn't work as well as me typing in what I want it to do to put down on a list, and then it does the list, as opposed to me making the list myself, which would be much quicker. So going hands-free and talking to the AI isn't exactly doing any better for me.
I mean, that's what a voice assistant
longer to do something.
I've been doing for the last 15 years, right? In terms of, like, hey Siri, make this list for me, make this shopping list or whatever. It's like, like list these things, write these things down in notes for me, like.
And then you and you get awkward things that you have to say to it, and it thinks it's something else, and it fucks the list up completely because it thought you were talking about something different, and it's like, no.
Or it makes something.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about how I was trying to do the lists, and it was basically going back to that single point, reference point, and then when I tried to do it again, it would go back to that reference point instead of the next one that I was trying to work off of. So, like, there are ways to use it, but it's not any more efficient than just doing the work yourself.
Yeah.
So...
Agreed. Yeah, I'm suddenly reminded of that wonderful meme that is, I asked Siri to let me know when to set an alarm to remind me to feed the baby, and it just comes up it's like 3 p.m. to feed the baby, and you're like, okay, that's not quite what I was going for, but sure.
So is that defeat the baby or defeat the baby?
Defeat the baby. Yeah, exactly. Da baby. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand what Sven is saying here in terms of using AI for like initial concepting, and I think I get your idea, Cameron, around like communicating ideas. You know, we've all had that thing of like, I'd love to be able to communicate what I see in my head, but I don't have the time to commission someone to do something, or I don't have the budget, or like I don't have the ability to draw it onto paper and communicate this idea to other people. So having a machine at least get a semblance of what I'm trying to communicate across to someone is useful for sure. I can definitely understand the business case for it, but I still feel icky about it, considering like if we were in a closed system where AI trained itself and wasn't trained on copyrighted material and didn't have huge data centers that drive up energy prices and all of our RAM and just basically completely ruining society as a whole, then yeah, sure, I would be like, okay, sure, you're using a new piece of technology to visualize and communicate ideas, but it's never going to be just that, right? Like I don't want to go full like there's no ethical consumption in capitalism, but like it's the thing where it's like you can't pretend that AI just kind of is a thing on its own and that it has its own controversies outside of how AI works and what it does and what it generates.
Yeah. I want to further that a little bit by like, you take, say, for example, a work environment, like a retail work environment. You've got multiple people doing different things in a single section, for example, and you're not there on a day and they do something and you're like, I don't know who did that and I don't know why they set it up the way they did. So it's like if you had somebody else come into the situation and then look at a piece of concept art, for example, and the concept art, you're like, okay, this person created this. How is somebody else not familiar with that section at that time going to know that was supposed to be done a particular way, or it was made by somebody, or it was made by AI? They just think it's done by this person because that person lodged it. They put it there. That's what it is, right? So, like, and that's how things get missed. And that's how things start going wrong and falling apart and stuff like that. You try to stock shelves in a thing at Christmas, and then you suddenly get 6 pallets of stock, and then so everybody's scrambling to put them wherever they can on the shelves, and they just end up all over the place, and you can't find shit, for example. It's just like, and then you get the AI slop all going in on the wall of AI stuff, and you're like, what's this? Is it AI? Is it something somebody made? And how do you sort that stuff? So
yeah, it's a murky. It just murkies the waters in a way that I think is just muddies the waters rather. That just exactly. I feel I understand, and we'll get into it on our next news story around like being realistic about this sort of stuff. But I'm surprised that Sven was surprised that people got upset about it. Let me put it that way, right? Like if you have half a brain, you realize that mentioning AI in any kind of stuff, any kind of generative AI in particular, people are going to take it the wrong way, or people not necessarily the wrong way, but people are going to have a negative reaction to that for the most part.
It's very much a case of business versus creative with AI at the moment. Business wants to push it hard, creative don't want any bar of it.
Yeah, and we've talked about what Halo Studios replacing. Allegedly replacing almost their entire concept team with AI and having like one lead artist, and that's it. Like I know Sven is talking about not cutting down their teams and how this isn't going to do that, but like I think the AI stuff is inevitable, right? Like if you're in a business and you can do things for cheaper, you will almost certainly. And I like to trust Larian in that they have a creative mindset and that they value the creative side of things, and obviously Sven is speaking to that, but they're still a business.
Well, I think the argument was to create something like Divinity, similar to Baldur's Gate. The use of AI would, cut down the time.
Sure.
Because I think it's meant to be like they're saying like 3 to 4 year project.
Yeah, and it's going to be bigger and even more expansive than Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm very excited to see it. And obviously, I'm sure they've managed to acquire a lot of talent because of the success of that game, and that they understand their systems better. And like there'll be a lot of stuff that is not AI related that makes that easier for them to do. But yeah, the idea that AI makes their jobs easier, I mean, maybe it does, but like, is that correct? I guess is maybe the question. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. It should make their lives easier on a personal level, assuming that doesn't get put into the creative process. If it makes their work easier for them to work stuff out, right? So
I hate the push of AI in just every use case.
Oh, me too.
There's particular use cases where I can see a point for it, but it shouldn't be the case of like replacing jobs.
Yeah.
Communication tool and all that, I'm fine with, but bad road.
Red Ninja Dan says, after Baldur's Gate 3, I have full trust in him to use it right. Yeah, I can understand that. And this is why I put this story in here and we're talking about it, right? Is I think that, like, Larian and Sven and the team have basically proven themselves that obviously they have the creative talent to be able to do what a lot of other devs can't do or claim is impossible. And they did that without AI. And so for them to go, cool, here's this new tool, we use it in very early stage ideation and for communicating ideas, but all of the work itself is done by a human being. Okay, sure. I can see where they're coming from in that. I don't immediately go, yeah, you're full of shit, right? But is that always going to be the case?
I have more problems with how the AI got to the point of where it is than I have with the point of developers using the AI for purpose.
Yeah, AI's origins and how it works. Yeah,
it's like, is it GTA trilogy levels or is it cyberpunk levels of, cyberpunk's being done by actual people as far as we know, right? But GTA was just kind of thrown out there.
Well, they got farmed out to a side studio, so it's a little different. But
I guess there's that as well. But clearly AI had a big hand in the GTA trilogy stuff. So, but yeah.
So, and then as a sort of follow-up story here, so Kingdom Come's Deliverance studio head, Daniel Vera says that AI is a frightening prospect, but it has its uses and absolutely everyone else is using it, which I think is where we go from this like moral thing around like, is AI even good to have in the first place too? Okay, but realistically, now that it's here, the fuck are you going to do?
Everybody else is participating in the purge.
Yes, and that was the other bit too. I was going to be like, okay, I can understand from a business perspective, you don't want to be the only one without the shiny new tool that makes your business run 20% better than every other business, right? Now, obviously, most AI is trash and doesn't actually provide any benefit to any business, and even OpenAI will admit to that. And they're not looking to see any actual... Anyway, we've gone into the AI bubble before. My wife, I'm sure, will be talking in the comments, giving us a whole dissertation about it. But it's... Yeah, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah. Well, what was it last week? It was a Japanese studio had to actually book like hour-long... Oh, not just 1 hour, but like multiple hours to get their artists that they were hiring to actually draw the art in front of them to make sure that they weren't using AI.
That's crazy. But yeah, like I guess like that's
what studio it was. But
what's that's gonna have to be how it goes if they want real concept artists. They don't want AI slop, right? Is that this is like we're seeing this across ChatGPT for like people doing tests and stuff, and people using their phones to answer questions and shit. Like I don't know, it's just
these. Realistically, we're probably only a few years off it being indistinguishable from human hand.
Unfortunately, yes. But that might just be because human hand is actually going to degrade so much because everyone's going to be using AI that they'll end up meeting in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
But he did come out in support of Sven and basically said this AI hysteria is the same as when people were smashing steam engines in the 19th century. Larian said that they were doing something absolutely everyone else is doing, and they got an insane, crazy shitstorm. I've even seen someone accusing us of using AI in Kingdom Come Deliverance too. I don't know anything about it except that I used Topaz Labs to upscale some of the AI elements from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and some of the low-res old textures. I'm no fan of AI. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because I can give you a personal case point for AI. And this is where I'm like, more on the I'm okay with developers using it, but not so much where the AIs come from.
Sure.
We have a very old game that we're remaking at the moment that has very low res images.
Mm-hmm.
Our team is like 6-7 people. We don't have the resources to remake this game without the use of AI. We're purely using AI to upscale those images to more modern day resolutions.
And at a personal level, I disagree with that completely. Realistically, I mean, just the base, like as a concept, I think that realistically, then it's like, well, so obviously an artist was originally paid to make those assets, so another artist should be paid if you want to remake them. And having an AI tool that's basically trained on other people's art doing that cheapens the entire thing, right? And I feel like, so like him coming out and talking about like using Topaz Labs to upscale some of the AI elements from Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and some of the low-res textures. Like, I get where he's coming from there, but he's basically admitting to the fact that they don't want to pay someone to do that.
Yeah. And
like,
this is why I'm like on the case of it's more the issues that I have with the tool itself than the actual developers, right? Indie level studio, if we don't use these tools sometimes that we have to our advantage, then the game's just not going to get made. It's unfortunately as simple as that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I guess again, I'm speaking very much from a theoretical point of view because obviously I know there's the realities of business and all this stuff. But
this might sound more of a case of like indie dev versus AAA, studio. But someone like Kingdom Come Deliverance or Larian or that, like I can totally get your point. But like smaller teams of, say, one person, if we found out tomorrow that the Latcher was made using AI, are people going to care that much?
Probably.
My question about art for the video games then.
I'm saying like 99% of the general audience. There will be
sure. But like, again, if we're talking about the general audience, no one is even hearing this podcast or reading these articles. Or 99% of people who have played Baldur's Gate do not even know who Sven Vicky is.
Yeah. So that is also the case too of like. Because we're in circles.
A good practice for building the art in video games would be to build it at a higher resolution and then downscale it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's well. I mean, again, what you've basically invented is film. is that's why all the Blu-rays for old films look really good. Is because they shot it on film. They didn't have to upscale it because it looked great already. They just had better ways of showing it on screen now. I mean, look, if I'm going to be a puritanical bastard about this, I don't think. I mean, if you are essentially building your game off the backs of a tool that steals from other people who are actual artists, and you can't make a game without doing that, you shouldn't make a game. That's my hard line on that. And I don't care if you're a AAA, I don't care if you're an indie. Like, no game deserves to exist for the sake of existing. And obviously, I understand that realistically, you should use every tool that you have available to make the game as easy as possible. Just because you can use an engine that already exists. Just because someone uses Unreal Engine 5 isn't me going, oh, well, you shouldn't be able to do that if you can't make your own engine, right? Like, obviously, there's levels to it. But I think, to your point, Cameron, the idea that AI is built this way and is being used this way, and the only reason it works is because it's stolen.
No, counter argument with that, though. Like, different aspects to different AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the example I was using was just a simple AI upscaler.
Sure.
But I do agree with parts. Like, it is different levels. There's going to be different cases where it's just like, well, this was stolen off, other creators and all that kind of stuff. That I'm very much against.
It's like the whole Ghibli thing, right? Like fucking.
But yeah, like the Ghibli, the fucking stuff. Yeah. Like that stuff. They should be definitely paying artists for that. There is different levels to it though, where I'm like, I mean, there's stuff where it's like communication level based that helps get an idea across and isn't going out to a consumer.
Sure, that's different. Yeah,
like, I'm okay with. But this is the thing, because it's used on so many different levels. It's like, all right, what's what's acceptable and what isn't.
Yeah.
And we've kind of, as a society, just seen all AI advancement as, no, this is bad.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen any. Again, we're talking about consumer level stuff here, right? We were promised that AI was basically going to help us with repetitive bullshit and have us more time to do creative stuff. What we've seen with AI is it basically just taken over the creative sphere and just ruined all of it. And now it's just training on itself. I mean, there is a really good point in this article that Vara says is that you know what I hate most about making games? The fact that it takes 7 years and 300 people and tens of millions of dollars to make. And the fact that Tom had to spend 500 hours in the studio recording completely generic heckling and generic bars. If AI can help me make an epic game of the year with a smaller team and like the old days, I'm all for it. The game will still have an art director, writers, programmers, graphic designers, but won't have to do all the tiresome and boring tasks, and they'll get to focus on the essentials.
Which is fine, as long as it doesn't affect the quality of the game at the very end.
But here's the thing, is what I think he's forgetting, right? He says, I have ideas for lots of games, but I'm 50 years old, and it's taken me 7 years on average to make one game. If AI helps me realize those ideas faster, I'm all for it. But here's the thing, right? I'm all for it having great ideas and AI, I guess, helping with that. But that 500 hours and all this kind of stuff, it's like, yeah, it's backbreaking work, but this is someone's job, right? Like he's basically, they'll still have an art director and stuff, but it's like, yeah, but you just won't hire as many concept artists. That just means that concept artists will basically get paid less because they won't be able to compete into the market.
Yeah.
And now, I'm not a complete Luddite, right? Like, I totally understand that when we invented cars, there's going to be less demand for horses, right? So, like, but the thing is, like, we're not talking about things that require for our society work. We're talking about entertainment. We're talking about the arts. We're talking about creatives, right? Like, the stuff that shouldn't be cut. The stuff that you should be investing into.
Yeah, and if you have that train of thought, right, and you're writing down your ideas, and you have this legacy book of ideas, and you can pass that down to somebody else and have somebody complete your Wheel of Time, Mr. Brandon Sanderson, please complete my work, I'm dead kind of situation.
Sure.
And then people get to enjoy like a new generation of this entertainment. The ideas being carried forward.
All right, Mr. Kojima.
At this point, is he being selfish that he's not allowing like the process to work properly?
Yeah,
so
exactly right. And I think there's definitely something to be said about games taking too long and being too expensive and being too big, right? But I don't think the answer is let's chuck AI at the problem, cut a bunch of people's jobs, and just completely destroy the games market. It's make smaller fucking games. Like, tie your budgets down. Make smaller, more interesting experiences. Even if they don't sell $1 million bajillion bucks. Like, you take less risk if you make... I don't know. Anyway. But he kind of goes on to say, I mean, there's a whole thing recently with Arc Raiders, for example, right? And this happened in the finals too, where they got a voice actor to come in, record a few lines, and then they got AI to basically tweak all of them so they could be used in a bunch of different situations. You know, it's like an actor coming in for a day and being deep faked for an entire fucking movie. You know, that was a whole plot point of BoJack Horseman. Like, it was played off as a joke. But like, and he almost won a fucking Oscar for his deep fake version. Like, it's crazy. And like, that's the kind of thing where I'm like, I think people are missing the point. Where isn't like, he says in here, would it be nice if you could ask anyone anything in an RPG? Like, maybe ask for some road directions or what they think about their neighbors. We already have tools, 11 Labs can do it, where you can script an NPC, their character, their knowledge, their opinions, and they talk to you about anything. Yeah, I agree. And like, sure, it's not realistic for you to turn every NPC into a real life human being who has thoughts and feelings and everything, right? But I feel like, yeah, that'd be nice. But if it comes to the expense of going like, oh yeah, we did that because we paid a voice actor once to record the alphabet and a bunch of words that we can now deep fake the entire thing. We don't need them anymore. We don't need to pay them anymore. The industry doesn't need to exist. And yeah, we can have smaller teams, but that smaller team is at the expense of the entire health of this industry. Then no, they can get fucked. In my humble opinion. Again, what do I know? I just talk about video games on the internet. But like,
have you watched Pluribus yet?
I watched the first episode.
Okay, so I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to make sense, but I do worry like with the use of AI over time too. That kind of thing of like, all right, you want to ask any question to an RPG character, how games will conform into like the same kind of feeling experience. that is a fear with AI. Whereas if we're using the same tools for everything, then everything is going to feel the same, and we're going to rob ourselves as a society of creativity.
Yeah, and this is the AI thing in general, right? Like AI is being trained on AI because they've already read the entire internet, and now they need to feed more into it, and so it's just reading more AI stuff, more AI generated prompts, more AI generated Reddit stories, more AI generated images. It's just like the Ouroborosing itself to death. Like, it's crazy. And I think you're right.
Yeah, like like most of the entertainment industry is like built on ideas from previous media.
Sure, nothing is truly original, better,
right? No, yeah, but on that, it's always building, making it better,
or worse sometimes.
So,
but that's okay too.
Worse
they don't have to.
Sometimes worse is better.
Yeah, sometimes there is
just one step back. Steps forward.
There is a place for terrible art, right? Like, that's the thing, is that like there's nothing wrong with making terrible movies.
And then terrible art becomes a genre.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, and unfortunately the AI can't tell the difference. That's the biggest problem.
That's it.
Yeah, and then as my wife points out, like like laws haven't even kept up with cyberbullying. Yeah, that's the other bit there, is that like from a legal perspective, it's just such a fucking minefield. But
I mean, I'm still interested to see how this social media ban stuff is going to go in Australia. Like, it feels like, all right, you've got, let's just say, 10 different social platforms, and the rules change for each different one. Then what are we doing here? We're gonna have more pop up. Yeah.
It's underground kids' social media.
The kids are just gonna, meet up at school and form clubs, and we're going to be powerless to do anything about it. Or something, I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, like, I would recommend you read his article, because he does make the point of, like, how many people lost their jobs due to Henry Ford inventing the motor vehicle, right? And how many sewers lost their job due to the textile industry, basically, and fucking, I mean, this is what, like Pentiment had this, right? Whereas, like, you do books by hand. It's like, well, no, we don't have the printing press. You don't need them anymore. But a lot of the stuff was, like, I understand industry's changing, but I think that just,
Every time I say this argument, though, I just want I want as a society to have a universal basic income.
Yeah, again, I could go on a full socialist rant, but I won't. But yes, exactly. That is kind of where it all leads to, right? Like, is that if AI is here, like, what we're talking about here is, like, some people sew for fun, right? Some people crochet for fun, right? But they can do that because they don't have to do it for a fucking job, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the thing where it's like, sure, you can be an artist for fun, but you still need to have a job that you can fucking do to be paid. And, like, sure, like, upsets the industries, and I don't know. It's just,
Yeah.
I want to point out on the chat, Alison in the chat. Wow, that was pointed at me.
I'm just making the point that my wife isn't a seamstress, and the fact that I don't know. It's just, anyway. Let's move on, because otherwise I'm gonna lose my shit. This will be a quick one, but we got a surprise reveal that Dead Island 3 is apparently in development, based on some financial docs. Got a bit of a leak. It is apparently moving at pace.
This is old news, wasn't it? They already announced it at the start of the year.
They did the poster.
Oh, that's right. They did
had
the poster,
the backpack that had like Australia on it.
Yeah, the teaser was Australia.
So,
yeah. But so apparently, it is apparently now in early production, but it's not coming till early 2028. It looks like. So I guess we'll see.
As much as you say that, it's already basically 2026.
That is true.
We're like in the second half of the 2020s.
So 2 years.
I have to say, my Spotify playlist, the Dead Island 2 soundtrack has been at the top of that thing.
It's a good soundtrack.
It's like my every single day soundtrack. It is awesome.
I do like the game quite a bit.
Can I found out something very interesting today. I'm just going to throw a random fact in that's related to video games.
Yep. I'll be the
One type of vinyl has double grooves in it, so whenever you replay it, it doesn't always play the same songs.
Wait, what?
What is double grooves? So the needle will pick a different track as it goes along, because how the audio is set up in Untitled Goose Game is it's always changing depending on the situation behind.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of different combinations.
Oh.
So to replicate that for the vinyl, they did double groups.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. That's very cool.
That's
interesting.
Random gaming fact of today.
So your vinyl is not faulty. That was how it was intended.
Yep.
Yes.
A goose did it. Another interesting fact, hardware sales for physical games spending in the US had the worst November in 30 years. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was still the best-selling game of the month, and the PlayStation 5 was still the best-selling console, but yeah, looking like there was a 27% drop. Again, we're in the holiday season. This is prime console buying territory, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and so that's the lowest it's been since 2005. Which is crazy, because that's when the Xbox, the 360 came out. That's when that all fucking started. November is usually one of the bigger months, especially with Black Friday and people buying it for Christmas. But yeah, it's just average price for game unit is 11% higher than last year. And things are just getting too expensive, it looks like.
Less disposable income, access to social media and all that.
Yep.
Like Wi-Fi. Dan's going on about Dispatch coming to Switch and Switch 2. Why buy it when you can just watch it on some streamer's video?
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, Dispatch is kind of a unique case, but I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, there's aspects of that as well. Availability now compared to, like, back in 2005.
Yeah, true. But the fact that it's it's been going up and up and up every year, which is that's what everyone's driving towards.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting to the stage where consoles are just becoming too expensive, hardware's becoming too expensive.
Well, hardware prices, tariffs. What else is there?
RAM is the big one.
Yeah.
Obviously Nvidia and all that sort of stuff.
People are finding ways to justify this spending, though. It's not all going away.
But I think overall it's getting less and less. And I was thinking about getting a Switch 2, and I was like, I'm still, I don't know, man. Like, this is the first generation where the prices are going up for everything.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
I got my Switch 2 and Mario Kart World for $650. I want to say back in September, and I just saw a console go before with a few discounts for like $590.
Yeah,
it's the lowest I've seen it, but everything else is just through the roof.
Yeah, there are some decent sales on at the moment for those things. So
yeah, because they're trying to
and they don't normally go on sale, right?
No.
So that's one of the things that's changed as well. Like, we're seeing sales of things that don't normally have sales. Like the amount of not going on sales years for Christmas of like PS5, and how many years that's been out now, and they've only really just started.
What 5 years into the console generation? Is that right?
It'll be 6. Yeah, coming up on this because it was 2020 when it came out. It still doesn't feel like we've got anywhere. This was going to be my other question. There's been talk around why Valve have stopped talking about, aren't talking about what the Steam Box price is going to be, and that's because they just don't know because of how expensive hardware is now.
This was the same thing with was it PS5 Pro? Oh, Switch 2 and PS5 Pro, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it is very much going to be a case now of these companies aren't going to reveal their prices until it's right near launch.
Yeah, because they just can't afford to, right? Because they can't afford the change.
Yeah.
Well, the Ally did that. So
exactly. And I'm wondering if this is potentially, if these delays continue, because obviously we had the whole Bitcoin mining stuff, which meant all the GPUs disappeared for a long time, and now we've got RAM becoming the thing that's become stupidly expensive when it used to be cheapest chips.
Right.
And so now it's like, okay, well, does this impact next gen? Is it like, well, okay, we're going to have to sell this box for $1,000. Are people going to buy it? Can people afford it? Do we need to wait?
Probably makes Microsoft's Play Anywhere strategy a lot stronger.
True, but they have committed to a new box, right? They haven't committed to when. But
they've committed to a new box. It doesn't mean they need to produce a certain number of units or anything.
True.
That as long as everybody's got availability and everybody can have the same level of access. I mean, it makes it a stronger point of like I don't need to upgrade day one if I can hold off on my phone or my PC or whatever.
Yeah. True. Well, like going back to the ally, they put the AI chip in the larger model, right?
Yeah.
So as I was saying before, the features they haven't unlocked yet, and those features are supposed to work separately from the GPU and stuff like that to improve the game, right? So where they've taken this strong unit and made it stronger with this AI thing, why didn't they put the AI chip in the weaker model so that that wasn't working as hard, and then the AI chip can do the work in that one?
Because it's newer and more expensive.
Yeah. So, like there are ways that they can make weaker hardware stronger with like the AI stuff, but they have to put that in the premium model, right? So, I don't know. So,
yeah, I don't know. It makes me think that, we've been talking about how there's going to probably be a reveal probably later this year of at least some talk around the new console. Xbox has already been talking about how expensive it's going to be and how premium and all that sort of stuff and high end it's going to be. But I don't know.
We're getting a mid console? We're getting a mid console.
No, we're going to get it next year. There's no way they're doing a mid console.
You said premium, and we all know that Ultimate is the ultimate experience, and premium is the
That's true. You're right. Actually, yeah, the Xbox Series Premium. It's actually less good than the one you've got. Yeah, I don't know. If they're thinking about, okay, you usually get 8 years out of a console life cycle. Usually, you're looking at so we're looking at 2028
for 2020. Yeah, 7-8
years. I mean, the 360 lasted a little bit longer because it kind of got stretched, but that's just because of the Kinect and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, usually about 7-8 years. So you'd be thinking, okay, cool, we get a console. They announce it. They may start talking about it this year. Maybe comes out next year or the year after. I mean, I don't know. So that's still actually quite a long time. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe the landscape may have changed by then. Who knows?
I don't think we're going to get new consoles in the next year or two. Just given the.
Not releasing, but they're going to have to start talking about them. They already are, right? People are already asking what's happening. And
the trajectory was always 2027, right, for these kind of things. So, but
they could do an announcement next year with the 25th anniversary.
Right. And again, obviously, they're going to want to announce pretty close to each other. So whenever PlayStation does their thing, Xbox is going to have to do something because they can't afford to be out of that. But yeah, so I guess we'll see. I do worry that this whole hardware sales slowing down thing is going to make things this generation a bit longer, which again I'm not opposed to because I still feel like I'm getting quite a lot of use out of my Series X, and I don't really feel like I need to upgrade. But I felt that way about the Xbox One for a long time.
Thank you.
All right, just a quick one. Silksong is apparently getting a free DLC expansion, and the Switch 2 version of Hollow Knight is in development. And apparently, I think Hollow Knight's also getting some free DLC as well, right?
Yep.
Which is cool. Good to see that it's doing well. Obviously, they're I'm sure they're chuffed with their game award.
I like that the DLC of the first game is getting a DLC.
Oh yeah, good point. I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, it's true.
Because Silksong is technically the DLC for Hollow Knight.
It was originally, yeah.
And there was also something about. Did you say about the Switch versions?
Yeah, it's coming to the Switch 2, which is great. So they're just going to get like a free update if you already own it for Switch,
as well as the original being updated for Switch 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Apparently, it's going to fix some bugs, which I thought that was the whole game. So, all right.
You just remember. So, as part of this Steam event that I'm in at the moment, the game that I have has spider-like creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a streamer play it today. She went 5 minutes, first battle, spiders. Like these are like Pokemon-looking kind of cutesy. Mm-hmm. She's like, nope, exit the game.
Wow. I mean, just for some people, it's just a hard no.
I'm just like, she lasted 6.5 minutes.
That's so funny. Yeah, thanks, Dan. I'm glad that you appreciate my comedy. I know that's what most people are here for. And then last news story here. Forza Motorsport will receive no more new content, says Turn 10.
Yay!
I didn't realize it got content in the first place. I'm pretty sure it was just kind of thrown out there. They spent a million years working on it. They released something that no one liked, and then they would well, let's fire half the team.
So exactly, like I was saying, it's just like Forza 5. They got to the point where they would just made it so that it would just keep rotating their shit over and over again. They didn't have to do any new work, and they could just say that the game had new content. But
yeah, I mean, to be fair to it, it has had quite a few updates, like free ones. They haven't charged for anything, but I just feel like it is one of those games that really just died a death when it came out. As it was really hyped up, and just was another one of those Microsoft flops, unfortunately.
I thought this was meant to be an ongoing platform. I thought we were going to have content for,
Yeah, so you got 2 years. That's all you got. Yep.
So what are we getting next? Are we getting Forza Motorsport 2 or are we getting Forza Motorsport?
The trade-off is that we get Gran Turismo and they get
great.
Forza Horizon.
Yeah, I don't know if I want Gran Turismo, to be honest. I think they can probably keep that. Maybe give us like Twisted Metal or something.
I mean, the fact that we only got like that CGI, what do you call it? That, that trailer for a video game show for Forza Horizon.
Oh, yeah, the little teaser thing that just showed a window with the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It would be nice to see some more of that game that's apparently coming out next year. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Mm.
All right, Game Pass updates. We don't have anything joining. We're all done for the year in terms of joining. They haven't released a new article, so it looks like they're just going to keep it quiet, at least for now. Leaving, we have Hell Let Loose, Carrion, and Carrion Stack on Windows. Definitely check out Carrion. Really, really enjoy it. It's a really cool take on the sort of Metroidvania where you're an evil blob monster killing and eating things. patreon.com/HawlerGamers. A huge thank you to Old Mate Clown, Cavaliers07, Hack and Pone, Kung Fu Skills, Happy Moogles, Admiral Awesome, Natolinator, Lee Howard, Left for Legacy, and Venoms AU. Thank you so much. We literally couldn't afford to do the show without you guys, especially during the holiday period where things are expensive. And prices keep going up for everything. It's great to have you guys support. So if you do want to help support, that patreon.com/HawlerGamers is the place to go. We put all of our extra content on there. I know we haven't done a lot recently. Just with timing, it's been rough. But we are planning on doing now that Fallout Season 2 is out, we are going to be doing an episode-by-episode Lights, Camera, and Action. I am planning on making the first episode of the season free to give you guys a bit of a taster for those of you who haven't tuned in before, so make sure to check us out on the Patreon for that. But then you got to give us some money for the other ones, all right? I can't be out here giving out free content like this show.
I watched that first episode last night. That was amazing.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to watch it this weekend, and we'll record this weekend as well.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye out there. You can join the Patreon as a free member as well, so you can check out some of the old content that I've made free and that sort of stuff. And so you'll get that first episode. There
was very much a Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
I'm looking forward to that. Yes, great. I'm looking forward to that.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, our bimestral burden, Keo.
Yes, so not much longer left in the old December month. But we still have the space travel based. I need space and words to come correctly out of my mouth while I'm talking about this. So yeah, play games that are either set in space or at least have a space-based level. So if you've got any games, this is being the last episode of the year. We'll probably have to do like a quiet announcement for the next.
Yeah, we'll see what we're doing in the new year. We haven't done any planning yet, to be honest.
Right. So exactly right. But for now, keep it up with your space games until the end of the year.
I played one this week, and I'll talk about it in just a second.
I feel embarrassed. I haven't been playing any space games. I'm like, no, Kingdom Hearts 1 is definitely got a lot of gummy missions.
Yeah, the gummy missions count. That's true. You're flying between worlds. That's fine.
Okay.
And you've been playing Space Marine with us. That counts.
True.
All right, let's get into what we've been playing. I will go first because I do not have a lot. Unfortunately, I've fallen into the doldrums. I had some great times playing a lot of really, really good stuff, and now I'm like, fuck. I'm getting a little burned out. I'm looking forward to a bit of a break. Work's just been absolute hell. But I did manage to finish a backlog game, an unstarted backlog game. I started and finished Hitman Absolution HD. It's interesting going back to this game because I remember when this came out, people fucking hated it. And I understand why, right? Because Blood Money is a fantastic, is probably the best that Hitman was up until World of Assassination, right? And just like they just did such a great job with Blood Money. They kind of ironed out so many of the kinks from Contracts and 2. that then going to Absolution of being like, okay, cool, it's 2013, we're turning this into a cover-based shooter with linear levels that you can kind of do in different ways, and we're taking you out of the big sandbox kind of thing where you can kind of do whatever and set up things. They have little bits of that in there, and they had a really big heavy focus on the story, like a very narrative heavy kind of thing. Definitely the dark horse of the series. I actually really liked it though, and I remember liking it back in the day and being like, oh, this is cool and interesting. I can understand why Hitman people hated, like fans hated it, and it definitely has some real jank and some like decisions that are like. So, for example, the whole thing where it's like, if you wear the outfit, if you steal someone's outfit, anyone else wearing that outfit can see through the outfit because they know you don't belong there, which defeats the big purpose. And so you can do an instinct thing to like cover your face a little bit while you're walking past enemies. Again, just like some of their decisions were just very, very strange. Yeah. I did play the last few, again, once I had most of the sort of like difficulty or like the Silent Assassin style achievements and that kind of stuff, I did turn the latter third of that game into a shootout gallery where I just played it like it was Gears of War and just started, I was like, oh, this is my target over there. Fucking blow! Check this shit out. And so like, it did turn into a bit of a slog, but also it was like, I could spend half an hour sneaking by these guys, or I could spend 15 minutes just shooting all of them.
Yeah, right. I still have my original collector's edition version of that, which has the big Agent 47 plastic figure thing. It's one of my favorite collectibles, I think.
That is so cool. So I mean, like I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I definitely kind of remembered it being a bit janky, and it definitely still is. Like, they've only really updated the textures. The game sort of plays exactly the same. But yeah, like I think it's a really interesting game that maybe is a bit before its time. I think it's like an interesting kind of departure for the series. I definitely think that what they did with like Hitman 1 and 2 and 3 with like Word of Assassination clearly was the best direction to go in, because I feel like that has the best of everything. It has all the clockwork stuff in terms of like patterns and all that kind of stuff, and the large levels and all the density and all the different... Yeah, absolutely love those games. Other thing I did was I've been playing a lot of Power Simulator. I got through a couple of the DLCs, so I'm still working on those. Got one more level left to do in SpongeBob, and then it's Alice in Wonderland and Shrek, and that should be all done except for those fucking challenges. Really not enjoying those.
You see what they announced for 2?
I did, yeah. Adventure Time, which I think is a great DLC mashup. That's a good one.
Yeah, very good.
I started Yakuza, the Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I got like the first achievement. It's fucking insane. Like I mean, Yakuza games are always nuts, right? But Majima wakes up on an island. There's literally guys dressed up like pirates there. He gets into a fist fight with them and steals their fucking pirate ship. And it's so ridiculous that I'm just like, I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't even know how this game has a story. So
it's ridiculous, but that's such a Majima's thing to do.
I agree.
Fits his character.
I agree. I think I'm losing a little bit from not playing Infinite Wealth before this, because obviously I know it ties in with that, and because I think they lean on some of these plot elements from that game. So, I mean, I've done a couple of fist fights and I've done a couple of ship battles, and I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know what kind of longevity it's going to have in terms of like, I don't really know kind of where it's going. So I haven't been like super enthused to be like, yeah, get in there, play more of it. But yeah.
Is this RGG's attempt at Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yes, this is exactly what it is, basically, yes.
Right, cool.
It's 100% that. But like way even more arcadey. Like you literally have like machine guns on the front of your boat. It's real stupid.
Yeah.
And you can use a boost ability, and you can Tokyo drift around boats and shit. It's very fucking funny. Like, I'm enjoying it a lot, but I'm just like, it's hard. I'm used to something that's a little bit more narrative heavy than just kind of throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Finished up Visions of Mana, so that's been my like chip it away at it game on PC. Really enjoyed it. Like, it was good. I'm glad that you could play it on easy and just kind of experiment with stuff and different play styles and different abilities. It is. I think the story is. It's fine. I think it's a relative. It's definitely like a 7, 8 out of 10 game. I think it's like solid. It's well made, but it is relatively generic. It doesn't have like super interesting plot stuff for the most part, but it's well made. And it's on Game Pass, and so that's me completing the entire Mana series. It's on Xbox. I'm hoping they bring a few more over. What else is there? I guess there's 2 more things. One I'll touch on very quickly. I've been playing a lot of Age of Mythology. So I bought the expansion pass. Yes, without. Well, I've been playing the campaign and stuff.
Okay.
Because I haven't been playing the I hadn't played the new campaigns because I just bought the expansion pass when it was on sale. So I've gone through and done those, and I've did all the grinding and all that sort of stuff for that. And so now it's just the big grind at the end left to do there. So that'll just be chipping away at that over the next few years or whatever. And then the last one was my space game that I teased earlier. I played Routine, which is on Game Pass, which I described once I completed it as Alien Isolation at home.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is so Alien Isolation. It's kind of like maybe they feel like there should be a bit of a lawsuit. Like, it's insane how similar it is. So you have a weird creature following you around. You have robots following you around that pick you up and throw you across the room if they see you. They use little scanner lights. You save by going up to like little CRT technology things. It's all very like, it looks like the Nostromo. Like, it is so Alien Isolation, it's ridiculous. Thankfully, the game is actually relatively short. I finished it in about 2 to 3 hours.
Interesting.
Probably take you a little bit longer if you don't use a guide. It's a lot of like, okay, fine, go to this thing, find a randomly generated 4-digit code, go and put it into a machine that's on the other side of the facility, but don't get stabbed while you're doing it. Try and figure out this puzzle while you try not to get stabbed. Go look around. Try and figure out this other puzzle while trying to get stabbed. Backtrack a bunch. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot there. I mean, to be fair, I don't think the narrative grabbed me at all, and maybe I just was playing it wrong. But a lot of it is like read these like audio logs. Again, there's no like dialogues, no other characters. Your character never speaks. Like, so it's just like, you have to pick up all of it from context clues and notes and audio logs, which I feel like I get, but it's kind of like an old school style of gaming that I'm just kind of feel like we're maybe like, it's literally like audio logs, stand there, press the recorder and just stand there and listen to it like it's BioShock. I'm like, come on, guys, like we've been there, we've done this before.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it's a relatively painless completion. You get almost all of the achievements just from playing through it. There's like 3 achievements that are like, one of them's for taking down one of the robots that you can disable them temporarily by shooting them a bunch. You get like a little like laser gun thing that like is like your handheld computer that is also like an engineering tool. So it has a little bit of like Dead Space thing going on. But anyway, I'd say, it's not a bad game. I'm also looking at picking my next game. Obviously, you guys won't be hearing about it on the podcast, but I will probably talk about it on the Discord. Picking my next few games over the next few weeks of my backlog. I'm tossing up between, I've got Sinking City Remastered there that I'm going to do. I'm thinking about doing Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, because that's actually a big gap in my play there. I definitely need to get that one done. And then probably maybe Wasteland 2 or something. I don't know. Maybe something like something left field. I don't know. I've still got plenty of the other things to play, but I am trying to make a dent in that backlog. Kirby's also done a great thing you should check out on the Discord. He's crowdsourced a bunch of games from people on the Discord to force them to play, and his collection of 39 pages of unstarted games.
Yeah, I need to have a look at that.
It's crazy.
I think he's already closed it off, hasn't he?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure he'll take more suggestions because he'll get done.
I just want to see what he's because like there was another friend of mine on TA. You can make your own custom lists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I actually made 2 lists of all of the games that this friend had started that I'd started, and I'm just slowly picking through the games that he's done that I haven't done.
People used to do that with me as well. People would be like, "Oh, Matt's finished this. We should probably play that." And I do the same thing with Shane, because Shane plays everything. And I'm like, "Cool, if he's finished it, then I can give it a try, maybe."
So I may or may not make a list of my own. So
I was watching Shane do Banishes today.
Yes, which is exactly why I installed it, because I was like, "Oh, okay, I should play that. That sounds good."
I had no idea what was going on, but yeah.
Looks interesting.
What was I say? Routine.
Yes.
Do you know how long I was stuck in development hell?
A long time.
13 years.
Yeah, I know. It's a real labor of love for them to make, which is why I feel a little bit bad shitting on them a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
right.
It's like visually impressive, and I think it's a cool game, but it is so Alien Isolation, it's kind of ridiculous. But to be fair, they haven't done another Alien Isolation, so I was actually kind of being like, okay, cool, it's cool to go back to that kind of game.
Yeah, let's not diss the devs that are making spiritual successors to our games that should have already got a sequel.
That is fair. That's a very fair point.
Yes, exactly.
Kia, what have you been working on?
Been kind of hitting the same games. We'd completed with this friend I was talking about. we've completed the campaign of Sniper Elite 4, so we're working on the DLC. There's 4 DLCs. You've got the Kill Hitler, and then there's like a 3-parter. Or 4-parter, even. Maybe there's 4. For the extra DLCs for Sniper Elite 4. And we did the Hitler one. It was basically on a oil tanker kind of at sea kind of facility. And basically Hitler would just walk around. It was very Hitman, where it's like you had to kill him in 3 or 4 different ways and stuff like that as he's wandering around doing his stuff in the facility. And that was actually really, really nice to kind of play through it that way too. So in the end, I ended up coincidentally just being in a spot where I could let my other friend do this, do what we needed to do, and then I could run to the exit and then be done with it. And then so we were just ticking the boxes in the end. Because you have to finish the level.
Yep, to actually get
before you unlock the challenges.
It's annoying.
And then you have to tick off the challenges. You have to play multiple times. So if you get the right save spot and you can tick the challenges off, you have to finish the level again to save the challenge, and then we load the checkpoint, and then we do the next
Shooting
challenge.
Hitler on the balls was very difficult. I struggle with that a lot every time. I mean, to ball, I should say, 1. He's got 1 test. So 50% less chance to hit.
Exactly right. So that was fun. Other than that, you guys graciously suggested that I could do some more Warhammer Space Marine 2. So you started helping me with that, and I hadn't even considered jumping on to do that. To go back to it, and so we've done 2 levels of that. The co-op stuff for me, which is amazing. So we'll go and finish that off, I guess, in the next couple of weeks or something, whenever we get a chance, right?
Definitely. So there's only 6 levels, so we'll smash through them.
Exactly, and they're fun. I mean, it's basically like playing Darktide, really, as well, really. So, so just checking that off. Other than that, after you guys have finished Anthem, I finally put myself in a place where I feel like I can actually go and do the game, and that being several weeks before the server shuts
down. Cutting it a little bit close.
so I've done the campaign now, because I was jumping in and doing some stuff with Kiku, and I helped him with the campaign, and then because my progress was different, I didn't get progress in the campaign because he was a couple of levels after me. Right. We weren't at the same point, so I had to go back and do the levels again myself, which is fine because you have to keep replaying these things anyway for your gear. And I've done the Colossus gear challenges, all the collectibles, they're all done. Hence my question from last week. I don't even know if you guys did it. It was the one on collectibles. If you prefer collectibles with the map, or if you have to follow a guide. Yeah. Because I haven't gone back and checked that out. And that was right off the bat of me just doing these collectibles in it. Yeah. It's just like, man, I do not like following guides for collectibles. And like, I was surprised how many collectibles I managed to pick up just on my own. And then realizing that I had to get those in a guide.
Yeah.
And I've got to check every single place again, and there's no collectible there or whatever, then it's just... or sometimes there was. I nearly missed a couple of those green symbols on the walls because they were behind rocks or something.
Yep.
Yeah, that was... but yeah, all I'm doing now is gear, so I just need to go and do some quick play, basically. And then that will be it, and then do like a masterwork level, and I'll be fine. So, but yeah, but I used been doing some Monster Hunter World trying to tick off my crowns. This is where I use. Still working on those. I went through and got a co-pilot to make me a list of what small crowns I've got and what big crowns I've got, and I still need quite a lot of crowns, but at least I can look at a list in front of me, and yeah, so it'd be nice to tick off those boxes, but there's way too many, and it's way too RNG, so I've got a bit to go. So
It's the whole reason why I didn't start that game, because I'm just like, it must be such a slog to get to that point and be like, cool, now this is the rest of the game for me.
Yeah,
just gotta check these fucking animals.
And I put a call out in the Discord. I said, look, anybody going for crowns, now's a good time, because I'm only going for crowns now. So if you need crowns and you see me on, I might not be able to join a party, but just jump into my game. I always put a flare up for people to join. So, Oh, actually, funny thing about that. I ended up getting Kyle from the Xbox cast. He joined me one night.
Oh, right.
And it was because when I was doing a mission, we were fighting a monster, and I saw a guy come into the match, and their name was just Kyle. And Kyle's always going on about how he's really bad at the game and he dies and stuff. Mm-hmm. This guy literally joined. His name was Kyle. He died first hit to the monster and then left the match. And I'm like, what the... Is that Kyle?
Oh, that's so funny.
And then I asked him, and he said, no, it wasn't me. And I'm like, okay. And he, to be fair, his character name was not Kyle.
It's just
in
a
the
fun
game.
Coincidence.
So, yeah. It was just a really funny coincidence. And then that night he joined me, and I helped him get up to speed again, teaching him a few things that he forgot how to do in the game. And because he was playing dual blades, I'm like, well, this is how you do this combo. And you want to do this, then this, then this, and you'll just keep it going, and you'll be fine. And so that was a nice little reintroduction for him. Bit of fun. So yeah, that was good though. But yeah, so that's me. So
Cameron.
Cameron, yeah, what have you been up to?
Keyblades.
Oh fuck me! All right, so
oh my god!
So you've been playing Smash Brothers.
So funny. Anybody that didn't tune in last week, I said that I was going to start my challenges for next year early. My goals are to complete games that are over a 4.0 ratio or are over 200 hours in length. Because I said I had been served so many TikTok videos around Kingdom Hearts lately, I decided that's where I was going to start. I was going to do the entirety of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix before I move on to the next one, which will be Chain of Memories.
Yep. How many years has it been since you streamed that first game?
What? Streamed?
Yeah, you used to stream that first game. You were doing
it for
a while.
Did I stream Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
did I?
You sure did, buddy. Anyway, keep going.
I can't remember. Anyway.
One stream.
Okay, I did one stream? Alright, cool. I did one stream on a random day, like 4 years ago or something, did I?
Or something like that, yeah.
Anyway, so boot up Kingdom Hearts 1.5. I decided I was going to, weed myself back into it. I did my beginner difficulty with my no continue... No continues, speed run... And there was one other achievement.
So, like, starting equipment? Usual starting
starting. So, the Kingdom, with just the Kingdom Key. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Even on beginner, this is a joke.
It's a fucking slog, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I was doing bits and pieces, so I say the first series of worlds is probably, Alice in Wonderland, Olympus, Tarzan. So I did that one night. And the next night I did, what are the next worlds? Halloween Town, Monstro, Aladdin, and I skipped Little Mermaid.
Wow.
As much as the Little Mermaid is meant to be good for like building you up against bosses and all that, I do not care for that world.
You skipped it. Wow.
Yeah, I just skipped it and I went back to it today.
All right.
So I did that, got away up to the end on, I want to say Sunday night, and I went, all right, I'm near the end of the game. I've bet Hollow Bastion. I'm going to get to the end of the world, and it's going to take like another hour.
Oh my god, end of the world takes so long.
I have forgotten how long it takes to actually end this game.
Yeah.
I think there's 50 fights at the end?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a huge amount. You got to fight. It starts with the behemoth fight right at the beginning, and then just gets more ridiculous from there.
So using the Kingdom Key and everything's just tiny little damage, tiny little damage, tiny little damage. At the same time, I'm trying not to die and lose continue. So I did this around, I want to say, level 50. And when I got to Ansem, I had a lot of close calls.
Yep, me too.
Because I could not remember how to deal with Ansem Shadow, attacking you and then taking over your body.
Yep.
So I just went high, just keep rolling around him. Managed to get it done 3 hours later. But God, there's one room, I want to say probably 5 fights from the very end, from the very last bit, where you're just in a room and just those glass, the winged enemies.
Yep.
Just continuously spawning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I remember.
I swear I was doing that for 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I did all that, and now I'm using my beginner playthrough to clean up. I found all my Dalmatians today. I'm getting close with my Trinity limits. I got my chest done. I got my achievement for killing over 2,000 Heartless. I got my one for gummy ships today. I've basically got all the gummy items now, so I should be able to make a really good thing and do the gummy mission free.
For the blueprints?
Yeah, and I got to do the blueprints. That's the other thing. And then it's just collectibles and then going back through on Prad.
Yeah, you'll smash through Prad. You'll have no trouble with it.
Yeah. It sucks going back to 1 when you know how good 2 is. And it's very much a gamer that loves Timefall, Sunset, games where mobility is key.
Sure.
2 does it so much better than 1.
I agree. I think some of the worlds are maybe slightly better in 1, but I think overall 2 is a much more solid game for sure.
Yeah, I agree on the worlds thing.
I mean, 2 does have
I
Tron,
remember not
so
liking
that's
the
worlds.
But yeah.
Space Paranoids is probably my favorite. Just so cool that it just even exists.
I mean, Little Mermaid's the only one I don't really care for much. Yeah. I haven't done 100 Acre Wood yet. I'm doing that tonight.
Okay, yeah, you'll be fine. That's just mini games.
But it's just mini games, yeah. And I don't think there's any win conditions from memory.
There are some for the Jiminy Cricket thing, I think, but that might be the second game, not the first one. I think actually thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it's just participating in the mini games to unlock that, and I'm just gonna make sure I got all my characters. But yeah, I've got 24 achievements remaining, and I think most of them are just collectibles.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much been the majority of my week. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to say. Oh, and I got to do the boss fights. I got to do Sephiroth and all that.
Oh, yeah, Ice Titan, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at level 65. I found out that I can level 1 XP a second if I go into the corner with the rock giant.
Yep.
And just let Donald and Goofy hit.
Yep.
I'm debating whether I do that just to try and cut down some time.
Yeah, I mean, the grind isn't too bad for the most part.
During work hours, right?
You just let it run, yeah.
Just let it run. But other than that, yeah, great game.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts about the other games in that series, because again, as much as I love 2 and stuff, Chain of Memories, I still need to do Chain of Memories and the other one, and they just, man, it's so hard going back to them.
I think I just need to go do 3, because I just never did 3. So
Chain of Memories isn't a bad game. It's just a bad game with achievements.
Yeah.
If you threw in Game Boy Advance version just once, it's fine.
Yeah, you're probably right. I did enjoy it back in the day as a kid, for sure.
But 2 has always been the best Kingdom Hearts experience for me.
Yeah.
And it's always just been that end game, you just feel so OP. However, I have become aware of a mod that lets you play 2 as Roxas. And it's absolute batshit crazy.
That's cool.
That I really want to try out, but I'm just I'll let the streamers experience it. Yeah. Basically, any moveset that Organization 13 has used against you, just over the top kind of, that's what it lets you play as.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Red Ninja Dance has never played any of the Kingdom Hearts. Well, I mean, that collection that Cameron's playing is a good one to start with because it has like the first three games plus the sort of spin off as well. So you get a feel for, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what 2.8 has. I'm gonna do it, but
it was like a mobile entry and
coded.
Yeah, recode.
Fragmentary passage. Is it Dream Drop Distance?
Yes, Dream Drop Distance is in there, yeah.
And then it has 358/2, but it doesn't have a cheat.
No,
right?
It doesn't. I think it's just the cutscenes for that, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Which is a shame. Like, though, the fact that the games have been, like, you're getting all the Castlevania DS games and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I played those DS games, and there were some really tough battles in there, like, but they were like they were actually pretty. There was at least one of them that was pretty solid. So I think I really like 358/2 or whatever it is. So yeah, there's some cool concepts. So
Roxel and Axel just being bros, just loved.
Yeah, no,
that's probably one of my favorite parts of 2 and just got it memorized.
Poorly.
Who's the voice actor for Axel?
I can't remember, but I know that. Yeah, he's.
He does such a good job.
He leans into it. I love it. All right. Anything else?
No, it's just been Kingdom Hearts. I'm going to finish one. I'm going to go to Chain of Memories. I'm going to do it. Right. Even if it takes me to March, I'm getting this game done.
I want to get all your thoughts on it, and I want to basically steal all your guides and how you did things because I want your help with Birth by Sleep because I really struggle with just a build for that because I just can't.
The only thing that I probably should have done in hindsight was when you're picking with Titus and that like Dawn.
Yeah. When you level.
I did not know it affects XP.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So it's extra. I can't remember what I picked, and I don't know if there's a way to go back to check what you want. I know that I picked Shield, and I gave up Staff, which is the best in terms of defense and that.
Survivability, yeah, for sure.
Survivability. But if you don't pick Dawn, it's an extra 100,000 XP you have to get in end game.
Yeah, so I always do the reverse here because that last late game grind is rough.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to do everything anyway, so.
True, it's true. All right, well, that's actually a fair few things. I'll quickly do the word challenge. No one's been guessing, so I'll give a big clue for it. And this will be the last clue, so I'm sure someone will get it by now. But the word challenge is basically where I come up with the game, you go on a Discord and you guess what it is. In the word challenge channel, you get one guess per hour, and I give a clue away each week. So the first clue was this game has hacking. Second clue was this game is not on Xbox. And the third clue is this game has romance options. So get your thinking caps on. There aren't that many of them. You'll figure it out. Best of luck to everyone. So Legacy will probably have it before we finish recording the episode at the rate he usually goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go into the leaderboards. Keo, do you want to read through that?
I do. I'm just pulling that up now. So we have Martel 18 at 7,545. It's not a very big number, but Ozbuff and Abbott is only just above that with 9,751. The lad actually very kindly sent me a Christmas card, so I sent one back. Yeah, and he got his brother in on it too, which is cool. So Thrash Forever is sitting at 26,215, and was working on Anthem.
Yeah, nice work.
So
nice.
That's a little lower than usual, but still a ridiculously high score for a single week.
Yeah, it's a bit of a low week. So
I guess all the easy completion updates are running out. The way the next patch.
Yeah. But hey, we got a sale week, so let's see if things pick up a little bit. Huh?
All right. Cameron, you want to do completions?
Yep. So, in terms of completion shoutouts, we've got Just Jake doing God of War. Was that the original or the 2018?
The 2018 version. He did it on PlayStation. Yeah.
Yep. Shadowslide did Dead Rising 3, and Bulbasaur did Power Wash 1.
Yeah, nice job, guys. A lot of people did Digging a Hole, but I'm not going to call that out because that's basically just a baby game. All right. Well, that's pretty much going to bring us to the end of the show.
You don't have the primal urge to just dig a hole.
I'm digging a hole's great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the game. I'm just saying that it has a cheat mode that allows you to complete it in like 30 minutes.
True.
But yeah, that's going to bring us to the end of the show and the end of 2025 for us. Thank you so much for supporting us this year and listening. We've never been a huge podcast by any means, but it does warm my heart a lot to know that people listen and watch and people get excited and want to, they're always asking where the new episode is when I forget to upload it or the fucking thing breaks or some stupid shit happens. So it does make me feel good that people actually, listen and enjoy the show. So thank you so much for your support. Whether you're a Patreon or not, I know I harp on that a lot, but I do really appreciate it.
In the last 2 minutes of the show, like somebody,
some people just show up, and they just just try to sneak in there.
Even if it's a late show and they get plenty of opportunity,
they go full Italy World War II and just switch sides right at the last minute. Just unbelievable. But yes, thank you so much for watching and listening, for supporting. We will be back. Not 100% sure yet, but sometime early next year with our big game of the year episode. We're going to do a bit of a deliberation episode on Patreon as usual, so you can check that out if you're a Patreon at any tier, where we go through the games of the year that we're thinking about and where we sort of think they fit, and then we'll do our big reveal on the actual episode itself with our personal lists of our top 5 or 10 depending on how we're feeling, and our overall our personal top 5s, and then our top 10 for the overall show as well. It's
putting us on the spot here. Are we doing the Fallout episodes weekly before we come back or not?
We'll see how it works. We might not do them exact. We'll try. We'll do one episode as they come out, as we try to. We don't know if we'll record them weekly or release them weekly, but we'll try and get a good cadence going of them. So
and are we doing a Die Hard this year?
No, we're not doing a Die Hard this year. I don't have any Christmas plans this year yet, but we will see. We might do a Lights, Camera, and Action for something else. But we're already doing Fallout, so I don't want to overcommit and under-deliver, so we will see how it goes. But jump onto the Discord and the Patreon to find out what's happening. Thank you all for joining us. That's been episode 197. Have you guys got anything you want to shout out before we go?
Nope. Kill either home, everywhere and everywhere.
Here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Which is to my left.
Yeah, Kio's on the other side for me, but that's fine. That's fine. But yes, thank you all for joining us. Catch you next year. See you later.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.